what I'm enjoying working with her is that she's got like a fresh perspective and wants to do things a little bit differently. And so with that, there's some ideas to put a different spin on some of these things. And so with that, Rach, I'm going to show a couple clips of some of our past guests, okay, to give you an idea of what I think we should reboot. And by the way, we did have Melissa Tittle on, the director and producer, and we talked about Code 12, and it was one of the most fun frigging interviews we've done, right? Because she was just like having a blast, and I think that's to your credit, you know, because we're loosened up a little bit. It's not so much like an interview. It's just like we're having.
No, it's just a conversation, and it's kind of nice to see like the people you normally may see on TV.
Here's a good example, right? Want me to run to Melissa or to Jimmy Bell?
No, Melissa? Run Melissa. I thought she was incredible.
All right, here we go.
The Ark of the Covenant. It functioned as a conduit between Earth and the field.
The Zodiac is actually a clock. And right now that clock is broken. We can't read it.
The machine we live in has its own built-in mechanism to take over. So if you don't take over, it will take over.
Eternal or eternal life. That is connected to the base 12 source code. Why was it shifted over to base 10?
My goal is to uncover the lost technology, activate the hub, and reset the simulation to make it easier for the human expansion. Of course, if the simulation doesn't get in my way.
I mean, but I'll do whatever. I'll just to kind of like be around that. And
you make quite an impression.
No, but you know what I mean, though. Like, I just think.
Wow, so I get some
fun. It can't be just like boring like interviews. We gotta like sex it up a little bit.
Wasn't that great? Right? That was so chilled.
Cool.
Yeah, she's cool.
I know. If you see her movie too, that Code 12 is fascinating. I think it takes it to dive in the rabbit hole if you're willing to go down it.
Yeah, it makes you think, doesn't it? It's
God. It says more than that. I felt like my mind is like never the same again.
Yeah.
But yeah, you gave her an award too, right?
I did. Yeah, we gave her an award. Yeah, UFOXPO, the film fest we held in Roswell. We interviewed the founder of Blue Oyster Cult, and he's coming back on, and you and I are going to be interviewing him. You know, had a lot to say about how they came up with the song Godzilla, how Patti Smith actually had a poem about it and they turned it into a song. And so I have a clip of that.
Awesome.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So back in the day, I used to work at the Agora Ballroom. I was a stage manager with Sandy for Stage West. And you guys used to tour, or at least did advertise it as Soft White Underbellies. Do you remember those days? And I found an old ticket from you guys from the Hartford Civic Center, and I can't believe it was $9.50.
Those are the days, and everybody made money.
Unbelievable. So I worked this is the Agora Ballroom. I actually worked. This is actually when I worked April 2nd. I worked Cheap Trick. I worked Echo and the Bunnymen, but it was only Blue Oyster Cult that played there 3 friggin' times in like a 2-year period.
Which is why we would change our name to Soft White Underbelly when we wanted to try things out, you know. But nobody ever wanted.
Yeah, see, I would do the same thing, right?
See if the response was good or not. If it's good,
you know what happened last time?
It's like American Idol almost.
Yeah. If the response is good, you know you've got it. You know, that's okay. We don't need to keep changing it.
So the Patti Smith I'm thinking of, who was kind of loosely involved in the Godzilla tune.
Yeah, it was started with her poem, you know.
So how was that, right? That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the $9.50.
Yeah, to see Blue Oyster Cult, right? And so then I had Jimmy Bell on, who he toured with Joan Jett. He played with Ozzy Osbourne. And one of the funniest parts of that was when I guess they went out to have dinner, and he's sitting at the restaurant, and Ozzy's stealing his tomatoes out of his salad. Okay, and I think I got that clip. Cool. Okay, ready for this one?
Yeah,
this
roll it.
And he's coming back on too. So he's coming back on. We've got Jimmy Bell coming on. Blue Oyster Cult, some of the guys from Blue Oyster Cult, and the drummer from Dokken, he's coming on. So musically, because I know you like the 80s, I just found that out like a moment ago.
I'm sitting at my table. We're all sitting. The bass player, drummer, Sharon, me, and Ozzy, and Ozzy's right here. And they bring out salad. Our salads. And at the time, I didn't eat cherry tomatoes. I wasn't into them. So I said to Ozzy, I said, "Do you want my tomatoes?" And he said, "No." And I'm talking to the drummer, and out of the corner of my eye, I see Ozzy's hand going into my salad and
my God.
pulling out my tomatoes and eating them. So
I did not see this story coming today.
I was dying. I was dying. I couldn't. It was the funniest thing to see Ozzy's hands go into my food.
It's like the whole you get the behind the scenes. On some of these people.
That's a good way to word it, Rach.
Yeah.
It's kind of
behind the scenes.
Talking to someone for the first time, I think you want to, or not you so much, but there's a tendency to be overly formal. And since he has a child with my ex-girlfriend, right? It's like, we're beyond that, right? So, and
you're kind of related.
Yeah, almost. And we grew up together. So, my God, man, to reboot some of these shows is going to be great because, you bring a lot to the show too, and I'm really grateful you're here. I want to just make everybody aware of that. I mean, you've been terrific and super supportive.
Yeah, Warrington Gillette, we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's amazing. He was the original Jason in Friday the 13th, the one with the potato sack over his head. And I love his description of like what he went through, like just the challenges of acting with that mask and the whole potato sack on his head,
He had one eye.
I know. And it's true. You lose your depth perception.
And he had the mask on underneath that. So he was wearing the full mask and the potato sack, and they expected him to jump through the window and not hit the windowsill. I mean, they did it like 20 times.
Yeah, he was like at least 20 times. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's crazy. You want to see the shot of him jumping through the window?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that was dramatic. So, you know what?
Still with a knife in his back, too.
Yeah, that's art.
This is the beginning of the entire Friday the 13th brand, which is where it is today. This was the first and only real vision of Jason Voorhees as he embarked on a 35-year killing spree. So a talented special effects artist created the Jason face with prosthetics. They closed off an eye, and he was running around killing with a potato sack. Then the potato sack comes off, and then that was the first view of Jason. The actors that are playing these parts, that's their art, that's their creation. And then you've got the directors and all the people behind it. That's art, making it come to life. And so this is quite interesting because this concept of a mysterious killer has captivated audience for the last 35 years. Who is he? What is he? And what is the mission? And why? And what did he look like?
And I like that he shared, his new project coming up and that he's been working on for a while. That was pretty cool.
Bloody Social.
Bloody Social, yeah. And the fact that he just flew into Lexington, Kentucky, and joined us before he does Scarefest this weekend. I guess his father was murdered. I think it's what he said on Friday the 13th, and then his brother many years later, I guess they said that was 10 years ago, his brother had passed away, and it turns out it was the same Friday the 13th. And yet he's out there. He was in Friday the 13th. We talked about a lot of the weird symbolism around the number 13.
You actually have your own beer line coming out, right? You have a brewery.
Well, yeah. My husband and my brother-in-law and myself have been working on since 2020. We've been home brewers, and we're trying to work on opening a brewery here in the Nashville area. So, and it's all kind of ties in hand with my theme around loving everything paranormal, and horror flicks are my thing. Halloween is my thing. So spooky season, I'm all about it. And I have a team that we got and investigate paranormally haunted locations in the area. So I tie that all together. Our brewery is going to be called Dark Shadow Brewing Company.
So I got one more clip here.
Yeah, let's do it.
They
Love
play.
Dokken.
Yeah, you like Dokken? My drummer plays for them.
Right now. Friggin' way.
Yeah, my two friends, BJ and Chris. They were in House of Lords with me and Max Explosion. BJ's the one that that's in Beyond Purple with me. He just got back.
Do you think the drummer for Dokken would come on our show?
I'm sure he would.
That was fantastic, right? So we got Jimmy Bell coming on, and then of course we have the drummer from Dokken coming on with the drummer from Blue Oyster Cult, the original drummer. And so I'm trying to get someone to come on with Jimmy Bell, like another legendary guitar player. So I reached out to Ace Frehley and some other people. Whether I get them or not, I don't know.
Yeah, Santiago Cirillo from Walking Dead.
Yeah,
I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. So
yeah, and he's coming out with Mary Jo.
And then
it's okay. So this radiant bombshell is Susie.
Hello, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm running
So
late.
there's sushi back there for you.
Oh, nice.
Some drinks.
I'm
Make
going,
yourself.
going.
Yeah, go get yourself pyramids. Those who started to build those never got to see it finished. It took a lot longer than the lifespan of a lot of those people who worked on it.
Or maybe they did. They just were in a different form when they came.
Oh, there's ghosts.
They didn't get buried properly in there. No,
They're
you never know.
still there.
I mean, I think reincarnation was kind of a thing too that they believed in, for sure.
I believe
So
that, too.
I do too. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe you see things. It's just not in the time.
The engineers have to come back time and time again until it's finished. I would not be pleased to have to come back and go back to work on the same project I started.
Can you imagine? You'd be like,
Well, so bye.
Yes, it's been a joy. I've loved it. It's great
Yeah,
connecting. I'm sorry it's taken so long. I don't know what's wrong with me.
This girl, super brave actually, goes into this haunted area with nothing more than her cell phone, and that's how she films, documents, and communicates with Dean Haglund and his crew. And this one individual sits back and gets a feeling for the environment or the situation she's in, and sketches these particular or draws or pencils, whatever.
Oh, okay. It's like a painting.
The feeling he has, and regarding his, I guess, is kind of a sensitive, right? Yeah. How would you word that? More of a yeah. And
he's either he's almost like remote viewing that location.
Yeah. So he's kind of remote viewing. Dean Haglund oversees it, and then this girl's in the room by herself. And so I have a clip, and I'm going to run that now, unless you have something else to add. I don't want to. You good?
No, I'm excited to see that.
Richard Lell, let's talk about your painting. What did you just do? You had a lovely landscape, and now there's a red X going right through that, straight out of The Shining, frankly. What? And 1912. That just came up?
Yep. And there's a man in the window.
Huh? That's phenomenal. Are you considering this a finished piece, though?
I think so. I think if I did anything else, it would detract.
Wow.
I contemplated painting that little girl that I saw over and over with the little bows in her hair.
Yeah, Ina.
Ina. But I felt like she didn't want to be there in the first place. She liked looking in the mirror. She liked playing with the things on the dresser. She didn't want to be there.
Mm.
And I felt it was wrong for me to paint her there when she
So
didn't
this is
be there.
Sandy Totter from the band Alive and Kickin', who again, Tommy James and the Shondells. Tommy James was a friend of theirs, and actually wrote the song for her. So I believe this is.
It's good.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're recording now?
Yeah, I just hit record for a second or two, just so I can send it to everyone to say you're on, and you can, But yeah, look, that's fantastic. So where in New York are you actually?
Huh?
Where in New York are you?
I'm at in Harlem, where you know where the Apollo Theater is.
No, I don't. She was one of the most fun interviews we've had, and I can get her back on too. Anyway, so we got Santiago Sorello. What is it? The Sunday the 20th?
Yeah,
right.
This Sunday, right?
Yeah. So look forward to that.
And then Mary Jo.
Yeah, she's coming on with him.
Cool.
Right. So that'll be interesting. Double
Got a
bill.
lot to talk about.
Yeah, we do. Anyway, so this on the 20th, you and I will definitely be on, and
Yes.
Ellie will be on. She's confirmed.
Yeah.
Susie, I don't know yet, depending on her schedule. And of course, Alana, I think will be on, but she hasn't confirmed yet. But either way, again, you and I have a really good time on Sunday, and look forward to that one.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
All right. Thanks so
Awesome.
much.